lovely people. It was like, good. We'll start that again. Hello, lovely people, and welcome back to my channel. I haven't filmed a video for a while, so it's nice to be back in my new setup. So cool. So cool. I love it. So my brother's moved out and his bedroom was left vacant upstairs. So I have taken it over and it's now a filming room. It's like a dream come true. Today I have a very special box that's sitting in front of me and this is it. It matches my background. So Benefit, the babes, sent me a PR package. Now, let's be honest, I'm a little bit of a little itsy bitsy baby YouTuber compared to others. So I was not expecting a PR package of this quality or quantity. Ridiculous. So happy. Really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. What I thought I'd do is I thought I'd go through all of the products that are in here. So they sent me their entire brow range. Like, what? Literally just filmed about 10 minutes. 15 minutes. I got through so many of these and then realised I'd never pressed the record button. So here we go again! Also, do you appreciate my terrible tanned hands? That looks good. Anyway, so let's start again. So the first product is the Foolproof brow powder. Now this is really good. This isn't a review, but this is one of the ones that I've used and I really, really do like it. It's fabulous. This is what it looks like. So it's like a little eyebrow. So you have a lighter, spatial awareness for me is just not great. Come on, you'll get there. So the lighter colour is really good for the front part of the brows because it just gives you that soft transition. And then you've got the darker colour, which is going to give you a little bit more definition on the outer or like the tail of the brow. Yeah, just so you get a little bit more dimension. So in terms of what it says on the back, it says, get foolproof fullness and a soft, natural look. This velvety smooth brow powder instantly adheres to hairs and skin. It's super easy, no hard lines or mistakes, and it's 12-hour long wear. So yeah, this is the, what's it called? Applicator. This would be good if you just want, like if you already have quite full brows and you literally just want to add a little bit to create a little bit more colour or a little bit more dimension. But I would recommend actually using a brow pencil. My words today. A brow brush. So this is an awesome brush. I was using a much softer one before and maybe that's why it gave me like a softer look, but this brush is really, really good. So double-sided, so you've got your really firm, very thin kind of tip, and then you have the spoolie on the other end. This would be really good for waxes, powders, and pomades as well, just because you'll be able to kind of mimic the brow hairs because of the way that the brush has been designed. So massive fan of that. So yeah, in terms of a powder, I think powders are great for anyone, just anyone really, because you can make them look very, very soft or you can make them very defined as well. I think it just depends on how you apply it and what you apply it with. Moving on! So next up is the Brow Zings. This says, so it's a perfectly paired wax and powder, and it comes with a little mini tweezers and a brush as well. A slightly lighter powder and then a slightly darker wax as well. So I think a powder and wax combo is great for someone who maybe has quite a lot of brow hairs that still wants a soft kind of look but needs to keep it in place as well. I think by having the sort of softness of a powder with a little bit of that definition and that hole of a wax that has a bit of a tint to it as well, it's just a nice combination if you like have brow hairs. So I'm pretty sure, does it say, am I dumb? Yes. Oh, I just learned something. Sweet. So I've been putting brow powder and wax on the wrong order my whole life. I'm a makeup artist. Apparently, so says the box, is you actually put the wax first and then the powder over the top. And now that I actually think about it, that makes a lot more sense. Good to know for next time. I think it still would be good for someone who has like a lot of brow hairs, but it might actually be really good for someone who has sort of patches, because if you've got the wax that has a tint to it that's grabbing onto both the brow hairs and sitting on the skin, when you then put the powder on top of it, I think it's going to really help to fill in those areas. So yeah, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, because I definitely could be wrong, but they're kind of the ways that I would probably use this. And this is got little baby tweezers. I love mini things. This is small. So next up we have the two brow pencils. The first one is the Precisely My Brow Pencil. This says, oh my, wow! Precise and defined brows. This ultra fine pencil draws incredibly natural looking hair-like strokes that last 12 hours. Yeah, so basically this one is a really thin pencil. So this would be really good for someone who has either sparse areas or wants a very natural looking brow. Really good for the front of the brow, just to kind of mimic the natural brow hairs. So this is really good to do in very light feathering strokes. And then obviously you have your spoolie at the end. Alright, next one is the Goof brow pencil. So this one says, fast, full and natural looking brows magically appear thanks to the Glide On formula, soft colour and goof proof tip. Ooh, waterproof wear. So this one is probably the one that's closest to the one that I have been using in the past, which is the Hourglass Arch Brow Pencil, which is like my all-time favourite brow product. Although, might be a little bit too soon to say, but like, this is good. This is really good. Yeah, so this one has a kind of slanted tip to it. Which is really nice if you want like a no fuss kind of brow product where you can just really quickly kind of like draw it on, but then also because it's got a bit of a tip, you can kind of mimic this as well. So you can do like the little brush strokes, the little ticking motions, and this one also has your spoolie on it. And the reason why you want to use a spoolie is because what it does is it just kind of spreads the product really evenly. So if you've maybe gone a little bit too hard in one area, a little bit too strong, it'll just help to kind of disperse the product a little bit more, so it just looks a little bit more even. So yeah, if you have very sparse brows, this could be really great because it just means that it's not going to come off as easily, so you won't have to be worrying about kind of touching it up throughout the day. Alright, so next up is this one here. So this is the Eyebrow. I love these names, they're so good. This one says, this cream gel easily fills, sculpts and defines brows and comes with a custom built-in brush, 24-hour and waterproof. Yeah, so basically with this one, I haven't tried this one yet and I'm really excited to because how crazy is this? I've never used a brow cream pomade before. Just haven't done it. Kind of screws off like that. So from what I know, just brow pomades or cream and gel kind of pots of eyebrow products are really great for that very like Instagram-y kind of brow. So very good if you like that very defined, sharp brow where it's like perfect basically. That's when you go for something like this. Just because it can kind of block the brow a little bit more and you can make it one very even colour. I think anyone could put this through their brows as well. But yeah, I just think this would be really great if you wanted a stronger brow. Next up, we have this one. So this is 3D brow tones. So this says, brows come to life with this brush on highlighting gel. It instantly enhances your natural brow colour with subtle highlights and a soft contrast. A 12-hour wear. And it says you can wear alone or over a brow pencil. This unfortunately was sent to me in the wrong colour, so number 4. So I would have put it on my brows, I think I would maybe look like, you know when you get your eyebrows tinted and they like leave it on and it's really dark and you're like, ugh. I feel like that's what would happen if I were to wear this. But it looks really cool though. I don't know, I might just wear it one day where I'm not going anywhere and like see what it actually does, like regardless of the colour. Yeah, so it's got a really cool wand. So it's got kind of longish, thinnish kind of bits. Like a brow spoolie wood, and then it's got these weird little spiky bits at the top as well. It kind of looks like a little claw. Sorry. Come on, concentrate. But yeah, I think it just adds like a little bit of a highlight, which is pretty cool. So cold in here. The next up is the Gimme Brow. Now this is one that I have heard of before. And like I've heard really, really good things about it. So when they sent me the package, the first thing I thought was, is the Gimme Brow gonna be in there? And it was, which is so cool. Gimme Brow is a, like a brow gel that has a tint to it, but it also has little baby fibers in it as well. So this is kind of like, I guess you could use it as just on its own, if you want a very natural brow and you want to sort of fill them out a little bit more, whilst giving them a little bit of that definition. But I think it's also a really good like finishing brow product as well. So if you fill them in and they're nice and sharp and you know, you've done your thing, I think this is really good just to finish it off, just to add that little bit of extra volume of hair. And then also just keep them in place. It's kind of like a brow gel and like a filler almost for your brows in one. So yeah, honestly good for anyone because I feel like you could use this in a few different ways. What I love about this is how tiny this little wand is. I have had ones in the past. I bought one from NARS and I was really, really disappointed in it because the brush was too big, and every time I went to put it on, I would just get brow stuff all up and all down. It was just like, cool, that was like my finishing step, and now I've just ruined my brows and I kind of have to start again, which is really, really annoying. But this has been so easy to apply. So already I love this, but yeah, I will talk about this one more in like the review of all of this kind of stuff, that particular video. Okay, so the lighting's gonna look a little bit different, so I just need to figure out how to set this up at night time. But anyway, back into the video. So this is the 24-hour brow setter. This is a brow gel. So this is a clear brow gel though. So not like the Gimme Brow. It doesn't have the fibers. It doesn't have any color. It's literally just a clear brow gel. I think brow gels are really good for the same reason that the Gimme Brow is really great, except it is definitely more of just like your finishing kind of product. So I think this is good for anyone. But not necessary for everyone, I don't think. I think this is kind of like if you have like a lot of brow hairs that are very unruly and they tend to kind of go a little bit skew-if, then this is really great because brow gels help to just kind of tame them a little bit and keep them in place for longer. But I really don't think it's necessary. Like for me, I don't need to use a brow gel to like keep my brows in place because they stay. Whereas something like this is good because it has color and it has actual fibers in it, and I find that I have very like natural, just empty kind of brows, and this kind of just like makes them a little bit more full, makes them look a bit more full. Whereas this would be better, yeah, if you have lots of brows, need to keep them in place, but definitely not necessary if like brows moving isn't an issue for you. So it says, this invisible shaping and setting gel holds brow hairs in place and locks on makeup so brows don't pull a disappearing act. I love these names. Bravo conditioning primer. So this one says Bravo works two ways, so it conditions and it primes. Wear overnight, so it conditions and works its magic while you sleep, and it primes, so wear under brow makeup to enhance color and extend wear. I don't know, I don't think I really need to use this under my brow products. I'd probably just use it as like a treatment kind of thing. It says contains keratin and soy proteins known to help brows look thicker, healthier, and fuller. So yeah, I would probably just use this as like an overnight kind of treatment, just quickly pop it on as like a conditioning brow product. But I don't know, for me, I feel like if I've used all of the other stuff that's really like waterproof, then I probably wouldn't need that sort of like under. I think sometimes if you put too much stuff on your brows and it just goes a little bit like, ugh. Next up, they also sent me a sharpener as well. I'm not going to go into too much detail about sharpeners because it's a sharpener. Guys, everything matches. My nails, the sharpener, the background. Oh, and there's this one as well. They also have tweezers. These are really good tweezers, but like these really get your hairs. Like the ones you didn't even know were there. It's just very, very good. And then you've got your little brow thing on the side. So the last two products that I'm going to show you are these ones here, and they are the High Brow Pencils. They have them in 2 different shades, or 2 different finishes almost. So one of them is a natural looking finish and one is a luminous finish, which basically just means that one of them's matte and one of them has a sheen to it. So the luminous finish, so it's got like a silvery, pearly kind of... I did this wrong. You're even a beauty YouTuber. So it just gives you just a nice little sheen. And this can be used under your brows just to kind of lift them up a little bit. So that's good if you want something that has like a little bit of a sheen to it. Whereas if you want to highlight but you don't want it to be like a shimmery highlight, so a little bit more natural looking, then that's when you'd go for this one. So this has more of like a pinky, can't really see that because I think the background's really pink. So I think definitely not necessary in a brow routine, but really good if you want to sort of sharpen that edge a little bit and just kind of, yeah, give you that little bit of added dimension. Anyway, so that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I really hope that I'll be able to start producing content a little bit more frequently now that I've got this set up. No excuses. I'm gonna do this time. Hopefully. But I will speak to you in my next video.